are you? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back for another video. I feel very formal. I've got my notebook and pen and I'm feeling very formal, but I've got a little coffee to get me through today's video. So I thought, with it being the start of a new year, and I always see it as a chance to kind of reset, rethink, and I quite like a new year. So with it being the start of the new year, I thought I would share with you a video that is basically 8 things that I'm going to be doing in 2024 to ensure I become the best version of myself. And I basically thought I would document it because that way there's no going back on it. Like, I've put it out there, I've got to do it. So I've got a little list. We're going to work our way through a real chilled video, just basically going through these 8 things that I've got on my list. Some of you may be doing something similar. If you are, let me know, or if you've got like a New Year's resolution, let me know. I don't really have a resolution. I would just say these are like 8 things that I want to work on this year for me. So let's dive straight in. Let's not waste any more time. The first thing that I'm going to be implementing is me time Mondays. I'm going to be vlogging these either on here as like little shorts or on TikTok, but basically I've decided that every Monday after work it is me time, non-negotiable. If you can hear rustling, the cat is running around like a lunatic. Non-negotiable, so whether that be a pamper night or even just shoving a hair mask in, like just watching a film and like having no distractions, basically anything that I want to do on that Monday, I just want to know that every Monday evening is dedicated for me and it's me time and it's a non-negotiable. Even as simple as just putting my phone away, reading a good book, having a hot chocolate, watching a film, anything like that. Just basically time in my calendar where I know I've got to myself, because genuinely last year and even this year I've always got so many plans that I just need to have some time where I know I can just relax and reset, because otherwise it can get too much. So that is number 1. Number 2 is kind of off the back of that. Are you okay? This cat is crazy. She actually just doesn't care. Okay, let's hope she doesn't come back. So number 2 is kind of off the back of number 1, a weekly reset. So every week I am going to create a checklist, only 5 things that I want to get done that week or that I have to get done that week, but I feel like breaking it down into 5 things is quite a good way of doing it. I've got like a little checklist, so it can literally be anything. So I think last week's was list 5 things on Vinted, set up this kind of like Apple Watch, but not an Apple Watch, that I got for my birthday that I've still not set up. That goes to show how manic I always am. So little things like that I just write on there, essentially small goals to achieve that week. And there is nothing more satisfying than ticking off that to-do list. So that is a weekly reset. I want to have 5 things that I want to do, clean, organise. You feel so much better in a cleaner space, and I have spent the last few days cleaning my bedroom, cleaning my wardrobe, just trying to like have a declutter and make myself feel in a bit of a fresher headspace. So definitely recommend a little weekly reset, just so you can keep on top of things and you know what you've got to do and things don't build up that way. Number 3, I feel like we could all do this. Basically go to bed earlier and get up earlier. These small habits are going to make the biggest difference. Over Christmas I was going to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was still getting up relatively early, I wasn't having a lay-in, but I was like, no, I need to get into a routine. So I want to be going to bed earlier, getting up earlier, and little things. When I wake up, having a glass of water before I have a coffee, because I'm the worst person in the world for getting up and just having a coffee straight away. And then I think my body must be so dehydrated after being asleep for like 6, 7, 8 hours. And then I wake up and have a coffee whilst drinking a coffee now. So water in the morning when I wake up, going to bed earlier, no scrolling on TikTok for hours, easily done, especially for me. Number 4, being more mindful with money. Now, I don't know if I did a video about it like this last year or the year before, but when I say being more mindful with money, I mean being more aware of what I'm spending my money on. So I can be quite an impulse shopper. So sometimes I'll be out and I'll see something and I just won't necessarily really think about it in the sense of, am I going to wear this enough times to like make up for the cost, or do I really need this now? Things like that. So basically being more mindful with money. So what I have decided to do is next time I want something, create a wish list on my phone. So rather than go and buy it straight away, wait, go back to that wish list a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, chances are by that point I won't actually even want it by then. I'll have forgotten about it. So that's one big thing that I'm going to try and do. And little things as well, like limiting takeaways. Because sometimes I'm really busy, I literally will just grab food, whether that be like a meal deal or a takeaway or a pizza or McDonald's. And it's only when you look back at your statement that you're like, I've literally spent so much money that I didn't need to spend on food. So yeah, limiting takeaways and seeing them as more of like a treat. I'll look forward to it. Sometimes it's really easy to just order food in, especially with like Uber Eats, delivery, whatever. So yeah, being mindful with what I'm spending. This is a tricky one for me because obviously part of what I do is bring new hauls and I love doing that. So I think what I'll also try and do this year, I'll obviously still do those because that's what I obviously do, but also doing things I've already got in my wardrobe. So styling up things, maybe like one blazer 3 ways, things like that, because I've got a few ideas for that. So yeah, making use of what you've already got in the wardrobe. And of course, things like Vinted. You guys know I'm a Vinted addict, fan, whatever you want to call it. Next up, prepare more. So it kind of links in, these all kind of link in really simply. Why am I waving this pen around? I feel like I'm at work. Basically, prepare more. So do a food shop, write a list, know what meals I'm planning. I used to be so good at meal planning, like I'd literally write Monday to Sunday whatever and know what I was doing for dinner, or at least a rough idea so that when I went shopping I knew what I was buying. So that is basically my plan, to make sure I'm really organised with that, and also prep my food, particularly on days when I'm really busy. If I'm back to back in meetings, I will then just snack on things that just not great for you. So I literally have like a packet of crisps, packet of biscuits, chocolate, and whilst it's fine to obviously have those, I just feel like I need to have lunches in the fridge ready to pull out and I can just munch on them, whether that be like pasta, leftover dinners, jacket potato, basically just being prepared and knowing what I'm going to have for lunch, breakfast, dinner, breakfast, lunch and dinner. So yeah, the idea with this one is essentially do my food shop, meal prep, so I know that I can grab lunch. Breakfast I don't find too bad, like I can just go and make breakfast, but it's lunch that I find I just pick and don't always have time to just prepare and cook a meal. So yeah, meal prep for lunches, especially when I'm working from home, but equally if I'm in the office. Number 6 is kind of my favourite one. I need to have more confidence. So this year is the year of getting rid of self-doubt, self-sabotage, and basically being confident, because essentially I could spend the rest of my life not doing what I truly want to do because of confidence. So for example, for me personally, I am finally getting back into makeup. So those of you that have been here for a while will know that I used to do makeup alongside this and alongside everything else. And then I think it was about 3 years ago, I basically got so crazy that I found it very overwhelming, lost my confidence because I hadn't done it in a while. And every year since about 2019, I've been saying, I'm gonna do makeup, I'm gonna do makeup. And I just haven't done it. So I've decided that this year, I'm 30, I hit that moment and I was like, now's my time, it's now or never. So I'm so excited to be getting back into it. But my main focus is not self-sabotaging myself and letting like my, what's the word, like self-doubt get in the way. So that's a big thing. So things like practicing like mindfulness, just being really positive, reading manifestation books, things like that to help me basically keep my confidence and smash my goals. That is the plan for this year. Number 7, consistency. So making sure that I'm sticking to my uploads. I want my regular uploads being really consistent, focusing on my goals. So again, if there's something you really want to do this year, literally go and do it. Like in my mind it is now or never. And okay, like I said, it's taken me a few years to actually take the plunge and go for it, but in my head I was like, if I don't start getting back into it now, in a year's time I could look back and say, why didn't I? At least if I have a year of progress, it's better than a year of just sitting back and not doing it. So definitely go for it. And then last but not least, she says, while sitting down, moving more and drinking more water. Quite a generic one. I feel like everyone says that every year, but there are some days where I don't leave the house, which to me is not good because I just won't move. Like it must be so bad for my body to just sit down at a desk all day. So my goal is to move more, get out the house, get fresh air. Fresh air is so good for you, instantly makes you feel more awake, and I just feel like some days when I'm really busy I can stay in the house all day, and that for me, I don't want that to happen this year. Like I want to make sure, even if I go for a quick walk around the block or pop into the town, basically making sure I'm getting fresh air and getting out of the house, because it is so easy, especially when you're working from home, to just stay in the house all day, before you know it, you've not left the house in like 2 days. So that's kind of like the first part of that, but also drinking more water, because a few years ago I would literally drink nothing but water. Since I started drinking tea and coffee again, that's gone out the window, so I need to drink more water. And again, that's kind of like a bit of a generic one, everyone needs to do that, but I added it to my list. So those are the 8 things that I need to be doing this year to become the best version of myself. Maybe I'll document these, or I'm sure you'll see them either on here or wherever, on my socials. But yeah, I just decided it's now or never, and I don't know if it's because I hit 30 and it's quite like a milestone birthday, that I was like, Lauren, just go for it. So that is the plan. If you've got any little resolutions or goals that you want to do this year, then go for it. But yeah, you just have to see it as life's too short, it's now or never. So that is what I'm doing, and I'm really excited about it. So let's hope this is a good year. So let's get out there and achieve everything that we want to do. There's no excuses anymore. We're in it together. Let's smash our goals, and this time next year, who knows where we'll be. So thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.